Aaron,
Hello.
how are you? How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Yes, happy Valentine's Day there, children.
Yes.
Uh, and happy Valentine's to you there, and Pirate Queen. Pirate Queen, thank you for seeing and giving us your thoughts on the audio recording, which will be released in tandem with this and companion to this. That's more
Yeah.
Valentine-y. Check out
I
our
figure
episode.
we call it a double feature. All right. Welcome to the Evil Popcorn Podcast, Children of the Popcorn. It's the Baron here, and I've got Mr. Popcorn with us. Say hello to the children there, Mr. Popcorn.
Hello, children. Happy Valentine's.
Happy Valentine's Day, children. We are actually recording on Valentine's Day, for the Valentine's release of the movie Heart Eyes, which you can see there behind me is the slasher, and behind Mr. Popcorn there. If you are watching this on video, if it's on audio, this will make no sense to you, but that's okay.
And I'm not doing the silly heart symbol with my fingers, even though it would be perfect over the words right now. Can't do it.
Oh, it would,
Carry on.
yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not
So
very good at
this,
it either.
yeah, that's just
Yeah, it looks wonky and such. And
yeah.
yes, yeah.
All that sort of stuff, emotion, blah. So yes, we are doing Heart Eyes, the very recently released horror film, which is also another Antipodean film. There's a lot of New Zealand actors in this. It was filmed in New Zealand, so it does kind of fit our genre, our oeuvre, so to speak.
Mhm, mhm.
Um, it was directed by noted improviser Josh Rubin from in the internet. The Pirate Queen is a great fan of the stuff that he does. This is not his first directorial outing. He's also directed Werewolves Within and another movie called Scare Me. I didn't mind Werewolves Within, and I haven't seen Scare Me. It was written by Philip Murphy, who also wrote The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, Christopher Landon, son of Michael Landon, who also wrote Freaky, We Have a Ghost, which were We Have a Ghost was a Netflix film with David Harbour in it. He of Hellboy fame, and Michael Kennedy, who also wrote Freaky and We Have a Ghost, and another film called Time Cut, which are all horror-ish. The budget was $18 million US. And
Hmm.
as of yesterday morning, it was up to just over $14 million
14. Yeah.
US. So no doubt it is on track to make at least its budget back in its opening weekend.
Yes, that's good. That is good. Yes. He was
Uh,
also in A Wounded Fawn. Did he? Hold on, let me see. So no, he wasn't in it. Let me just have a look at the because have you seen that, A Wounded Fawn? It's on Shudder.
I haven't, no.
Very dark, weird,
Yeah. Okay.
abstract horror. Absolutely. It will be very much for some people, and everyone else will hate it. One of those. But a
Sure.
lot of no, he is in it. He is, yeah, okay. He's the male antagonist, to put that loosely.
Okay.
Yeah, so he can act. Yeah, no. It's certainly a solid, convincing role. I
Who
wasn't
who
a
are we
great
talking about?
Josh Rubin, the director.
Oh yeah, of
He is
course. Yeah, yeah,
he
yeah.
yeah, he's the male lead in A Wounded Fawn, which was a horror hit when it came out in the indie horror scene. I believe it's
Yeah.
like 2023
Yeah.
when it came out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
22. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so I just wanted to point that out because yeah, that's a
Okay.
cool credit. That's a very cool horror credit to have. That's a good link, a
Yeah.
significant link. Yeah.
Yeah,
Back
so
to you,
he does
Baron.
like horror.
Mhm.
Um, so
Yeah, shout
yes.
out for that, definitely.
The reviews at the moment, the aggregate across Letterboxd, Rotten Tomatoes, and IMDb comes out at about a 6.5, 6.6 out of 10. So three-ish, 3.5. Um, okay. So there was a couple of reviews that grabbed my attention. Now it is still quite early,
Please,
so I can't
please, yeah.
guarantee these are the best.
This is so
Uh,
fresh, children. I
it,
saw this today, like a couple of
yeah.
hours ago. It finished. I'm still very much processing it. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. That makes
Yeah.
sense. So the 5-star review, actually, no, we'll go 1 star first. The 1 star review, which is now I understand why the tickets were discounted. Nothing about this film was remotely realistic, and more than half of it was a soppy, cheesy love story that seemed like it was geared towards a PG-13 audience. Uh, I would
Correct.
disagree with the PG-13 thing just
Yes, I
because
would
of the
agree with
blood that
that.
was in
Yes,
it.
that's what I yeah reacting to. I'm not showing a 13-year-old that. No.
No,
Yeah.
no. And the 5-star review that I got was really enjoyed Hard Eyes. It was hilarious, gory. The masked Hard Eyes killer was awesome, reminiscent of Jason, had multiple weapons. The pacing was perfect. Olivia Holt is beautiful, hot, and sexy. She did a magnificent job as Allie. The final scene is so sweet and funny. Was not expecting to have such a sparkly and heartwarming ending in a slasher flick. I highly recommend this movie to slasher fans and even romance fans. It is a really good movie. That may be a trifle effusive for my tastes.
And I
Um,
have with that last part, I want to sit down and have a chat with you about that.
Yeah, yeah.
But not mad at the review overall because
Yeah,
this,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
a certain audience is going to love this unintentionally, so it will be by surprise. This is going to take a certain audience by surprise. That maybe their boyfriends drag them along to it, and they go, "Oh." I thought
I
to put that
think,
more maturely, GA audience, a general
yeah.
audience, is going to appreciate this,
Yeah.
even if there is moments of just yeah not extreme gore, but very splattery,
Still
explosive
really
gore.
good gore in it.
Yeah, yeah,
But I think they were trying for maybe a double genre film like
yeah. That's the thing.
Tucker and
That's what I
Dale
want to
versus
get. That's
Evil.
what I want to get into. That's what
Yeah,
I want
okay.
to get into.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't
That's
think it quite hit as a double genre film, but
no.
I still really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. All right, so cast. Alex Walker plays Patrick. We've got Lauren O'Hara as Adeline. We've got Lanham Gaines as Nico. Olivia Holt, who is the main character, Ali. Mason Gooding as Jay. He's the other main character. Now, these people are all from Bridge to Terabithia, Xena, Hercules, Girl versus Monster, Scream.
Mhm,
Devon
mhm,
Sawa is in it as
mhm,
Detective
mhm.
Zeke. He's from Chucky TV, Casper, Final
He's
Destination.
becoming a Bruce Campbell-esque
Yeah,
figure in history now. You know what I mean? Because he's
yeah,
showing up. Hey, it's me. Here's some jokes, pretty much.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. He'll be put into an extreme situation, but he's going to be, yeah, the charming, funny guy who can handle it. And well done, he pulls it off. Yeah,
yeah,
this is Final Destination, but of course, I think everybody knows that. Yeah, if you are a horror fan, I think, yeah,
yeah.
Final Destination
Uh,
5 is coming. Six.
yeah, so looking forward to that. The trailer looks
Six.
looks
Yeah,
great.
yeah, yeah,
Six,
yeah,
six.
yeah.
So also Jordana Brewster, who we would know from Texas Chainsaw 2006, and Fast and the Furious, and The Faculty, which is a favorite of mine.
Yeah, same, same. Yeah, we're going to do the faculty on the pod at some point. Absolutely.
Yeah, makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah,
It's got
yeah.
that shadow to it that we
And
like.
a remake is coming, and it's been chatted about a lot. Whether there
Mm.
should be one. So yeah, yeah.
Awesome.
Faculty. Yeah, faculty time definitely.
Alrighty. So now we won't, children, go into the plot of this simply because the film is way too fresh at the moment.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
We don't want
Yeah.
to spoil it for anyone.
It came out yesterday here in Southeast Queensland in Brisbane. There was some sneak previews last week. Olivia Holt is also a Disney person as well. A lot of
Yeah,
people, yeah, a lot of the youngins will know her from her
yeah.
Disney career. Yeah,
Mm.
and you can
And she's
tell.
she's very, I think the Pirate Queen in the recording that you'll hear that's coming out as a companion to this uh, describes her as conventionally attractive. The leads of this are conventionally attractive.
That's the
So yes. Let's have a look. See, we won't worry about the plot. A little bit of trivia. The two detectives investigating the Hard Eyes killer are named Hobbs and Shaw, which is a reference to the Fast and the Furious films. And they had named them that even before Jordana Brewster from the Fast and the Furious films was on board. So there
Mhm.
was just a little joke there that kind of worked on a couple of levels. Uh, so, not worrying about the plot, which is fine. So, thoughts, Mr. Popcorn? You've got some thoughts?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Um, I didn't like the movie. I just need to say that. Like, I
Sure.
did not like this movie.
Not for everyone.
Um, I'm just trying to figure out whether or not, uh, hmm, if I can see it from his point of view, the director's point of view. I'm not offended by this. But when I walked out, okay, when I walked out, I was like, and it's also a very hot day today as well.
Yep.
And I didn't really enjoy this movie. And when I walked out, to be straight up, I said, this is square shit masquerading as horror.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. I was almost offended. I felt almost offended by it. And I thought, no, that's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. Um, and I have listened to the director's intentions about this. There's a good episode on Color of the Dark, which is by Fangora, Bloody Disgusting, with Elric Kane and Rebecca McKendry, both,
yep.
indie horror directors in their own right, legends. Uh, they talked about, which I want to get into you with, is the marriage of the two genres. You have the double
Yep.
genre film. Um, because he was very intentional from the get-go that I want to make a romantic comedy. Um, Not meets a slasher, but just has slasher elements that the characters run into through the development of the arc and of their relationship, both of their
Sure.
arcs and their relationship. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And that the obstacles in their way don't happen not to be annoying relatives or financial problems. It's a serial killer with heart
Yeah.
eyes. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
that was his intention. The romantic comedy of it was more his intention. And you could hear it in his voice. You could hear in the loving ways he was describing the works of Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks.
Okay.
This is anathema to me. This is just what I do not like. If you like it, you like it, of course. Yeah,
Sure.
absolutely. And what I saw in the majority of this movie was the attention to paying homage to these 90s romantic comedies, 80s romantic comedies that I wanted no part of then, certainly do not want now. And the horror elements were not strong enough to take away from that, and nor was the humor, because I thought there was no chemistry between the two. And when you're talking
Like it.
conventional in Disney, it's like this
Hmm.
is way too conventional in Disney for me. And it just rendered Heart Eyes purely as a gimmick to me in the end. Okay,
Okay.
that's me being completely honest, saying that out loud. Yeah,
Sure.
no, this I don't like this movie. Yeah. Does that
But
sound
no,
horrible?
no.
No,
Well, that's
okay.
the other thing too, is like this film is going to be polarized. There are going to be people that like it, there are going to be people that hate it, and not a lot of probably people in between. Now,
Mhm,
I fell on the liking it side of this.
mhm.
So
I
I think
listened
it's also possible.
to your audio review on the way home.
Yeah.
Yeah, just so you know.
Um, yeah, so yeah, I think though it helped that I went and saw it with a romantic partner,
Hmm.
as part
Hmm.
of our Valentine's Day
Hmm.
thing.
Carry on. Carry on. Sorry,
Um,
sorry.
I think though that the double genre of the film probably will hurt it. I don't think it's as deftly handled as the double genre in, say, Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Hmm.
Or the shift between documentary and slasher in Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie
Yeah,
Vernon.
okay. Okay. Okay.
I can see what Josh and the team were trying to do. My niggle with the film, and I mentioned it in the audio recording, is that I felt that some of the outside of the slasher or outside of the pure relationship stuff did drag a little bit. There was a bit
Yeah,
too much of that.
yeah, yeah. I think that's
Uh,
undeniable.
I would have
Um,
liked to have seen more with them and the
mhm,
slasher.
mhm, mhm. Yeah, yeah. And I think preponderance isn't the word, but that's where his heart was, because he really wanted you to get into the feels. This movie does hinge, if you because he does say it himself. This is Josh Rubin in the interview, that it really all hinges on the chemistry. It lives and dies
Yeah.
uh, based on the chemistry between the two main characters. Yeah, that's what it depends on. And I just didn't feel that. But if you feel that, which Pirate Queen I think definitely did,
Yeah.
will this movie? Do you think this movie will just work for you via default? Yeah,
Yeah, probably. Probably.
yeah, yeah.
I think the issue that you're running into
Mm.
is something that I discarded early on. The issue you might be running into is they definitely lean into the we're not a couple throughout. Like it's
Hmm.
every second interaction, they're saying we're not a couple,
Yes,
we're not a couple, stop
yes.
chasing us. So it could give you that feeling that the slasher is doing the wrong thing. Like the slasher should be chasing a real couple. So you've got that everything's going wrong kind of feeling with it, rather than the this being a pure slasher or a pure romance film. It's that mashup of both with the wrong target. But
Hmm.
I,
Hmm.
for the same reason that they give in the film, that the slasher gives in the film for why they were the target, is what I latched onto early on in the film, where, without giving too many spoilers away, there is a moment between the two main characters that the slasher witnesses that felt real. So they then deny that for three-quarters of the film till right at the very end. So I
Hmm.
was kind of ignoring those things where they were saying, no, 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 we're not a real couple, not a real couple. Because in that one instant, I felt their connection.
Hmm. Okay, okay,
So I
okay,
was able to look
okay. That
past
makes sense.
the scripting of the we're not together thing. So yeah,
Hmm.
it's
Did
really
you feel
difficult to
that
do this without spoiling.
it is? It is, isn't it? Yes. We're safe still, but
Yeah,
soon, children, soon you'll have to
yeah,
go to bed.
yeah.
Did you feel the chemistry? I'm not sure if you elaborated as much as Pirate Queen did.
I did. I did feel
Okay.
it. And then I kept waiting for the lie they were telling to become the truth. Uh,
Hmm.
and then it
Hmm.
does at the end.
Yeah,
No
yeah, yeah,
spoilers. Like it's yeah, but
yeah.
so they worked really well together as a team fighting off a slasher.
Yes, yeah, yeah. No, no, I had no problems with any of that actually.
Yeah.
No, and any of the like slasher action sequences. No, there was no fault there. The gore was good. But again, because there wasn't that, let's just say a seamless marriage, that,
Oh, that's
yeah,
a
the
good way to
jigs,
put it.
yeah. Um, it was just, I would have loved to have seen it in another context. It would have
Mm,
popped more for me.
sure.
Um, so yeah, no, absolutely no worries there. Now there's a lot of focus on this Olivia Holt, yes,
Yep.
and her performance was fine. Her performance was
Yeah.
fine. I'm not going to give her flowers for it, but I thought it was fine. I'll politely clap in the audience. Um, there's a lot of focus on how beautiful she is and how,
Yes.
I'm sure there's lots of others about how ripped the main guy is, etc., etc.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and not to, shit on either of these people, but they're very conventionally made up to look good in front of the character based on a very generic framework that we've grown
Oh
up with.
yeah.
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 Does that
Very
take away?
heteronormative.
Does this actually take away from the movie though, and actually saying whether this is a decent slasher or not? Do we actually have a Valentine's horror icon, or are we just being, you know,
Mm.
are we to be too easily sold this?
I'd be interested to see if it goes any further.
Hmm.
However,
Hmm.
I think this is a generic slasher. I don't think I could see Hard Eye's face up on Mount Slashmore.
No, no. Do you think there's a universe in this?
There could be. like the fact that there was years ahead of this. So this
Hmm.
we're coming in halfway through the story, or three quarters of the way through the story, basically. So
Hmm.
Hard
Hmm.
Eyes has been operating for a couple of years at this point.
Hmm.
So there is room for a prequel.
Yes,
And
what made Heart Eyes this way?
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Have you seen Mr. Crockett?
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. What made Mr. Crockett that way?
yeah.
No spoilers if you haven't seen it. If you
Uh,
haven't seen it, do see it. It's actually
yeah,
surprisingly what the F? It's
yeah.
Mr. Crockett. Yeah.
Dexter, Original Sin, same thing. What made Dexter the way he is?
Hmm. Yeah, it's not a bad thing if it's done well.
Yeah,
Rob Zombie, Michael, that's another story.
yeah, yeah.
But I
Uh,
don't want to shit on this movie either, children. This is
no,
just really not for me. This is
sure,
definitively not for me.
and
But
that's
for
fine.
those out there, I know with horror though, there is a spectrum. There is a spectrum of the fans from
Mm.
the iceberg to Gremlins. Let's say that from Gremlins to
Yeah, yeah,
iceberg, yeah. And
yeah,
this movie should exist, absolutely.
yeah.
I think the search for a new Valentine's horror icon is still we still need to search more.
I agree.
It's a effort with ability. I'm not going to say talent. I'm going to say
Yeah,
ability. This isn't a bad film. It's not
yeah,
badly done or anything. You know, it is a professional job.
sure.
And it yeah and yeah yeah you know it should exist and it should stay there. Yeah, I've lost my point. Carry on. I'm not sure what I was saying.
What did you think of The Mask?
Okay. The mask, yeah, no, it's well made. Uh the signification of it within the context of the film didn't work for me, but the mask itself is well made, and I do like the light between behind the heart eyes. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I think that's a
I
cool
liked that it was
touch.
functional too, as like a
Mhm.
starlight or a low light scope sort of thing. I thought that was kind of cool, and I
Yeah.
liked that the killer was carrying all their weapons. Like I
Hmm.
think the
Hmm. That
only
was cool.
improvised
Yeah.
weapon was the tire iron in the van at the
Hmm.
drive-in.
Hmm. I like that there were arrows. That's a nice little,
Yeah,
Cupid's arrow touch.
very
Yeah,
Cupidy.
yeah, certainly within a vineyard at the very start. It's no spoiler.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah, after you, please, please, please.
Yeah, no, look, one of the things that I really did enjoy about the film was the sound design. The sound
Hmm.
design was
That
really
was solid.
good.
That was solid. Yeah.
There were no songs that took me out of the film. Like sometimes, they'll do this big needle drop just for the sake of we've got Smash Mouth,
There
so
was
we're
no
going to
needle
play.
drops. Yeah.
No,
Yeah. Yeah.
which was
Yeah.
good.
It
I
stayed it
enjoyed that.
stayed within the world well. They utilized Auckland well. Yeah.
Yeah,
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 Auckland has a very unique light to it, a unique
yeah.
natural light they were able to capture nicely. The
I did.
muted,
I was going to say
sorry.
I did point out at I pointed at the screen at one stage and went, I walked there. That's Shortland Street. That's where they shoot the soap opera.
Yep, yep, yep. The muted look of
Mm,
everything.
yeah.
And then, but there would be white, there would be pink, there would be red, and with the rom-com parts, and
Mm,
then you would have nothing but red focus, highlighted
yeah.
when the horror started. Yeah, so there is, attention to detail, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, just it's the romantic comediness of it. Yeah. How are you with romantic comedies? What's your
Look,
feelings towards them?
they're not my favorite genre. I will avoid them usually. Uh, if it's on and I've got no choice, I'm happy to watch them. Probably would have been happier to watch them earlier in my life. I think I have moved away from watching them. To be fair, like when I lived in Ballina and we only had one screen at the cinema, you would just watch whatever was on. So I probably
Yeah,
saw
yeah,
my
yeah, yeah,
share
yeah, yeah.
of rom-coms at the cinema.
Yeah.
Uh, I saw The Piano like three times because it was the only thing on. I saw Strictly Ballroom probably four or five times because it just kept playing and kept playing. So yeah, no, not so much now, but probably would have been more of a rom-com fan back in the day.
Is this something that we should explore more in horror? This meeting of romantic comedy slash horror. Is this something that we should actually create now as a
No,
subgenre? Yeah, I don't think so.
No.
I think that's my
No,
point
what?
overall.
Maybe until we
Or
find that,
issue problem.
yeah,
Right.
until we
So,
find that Valentine slasher,
yeah.
there's probably going to be more of them.
Hmm. Hmm. And but it is a valiant effort. I
Yeah,
will say that it's a valiant effort. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
because
mean,
it
and
is
for
not an easy
$18 million.
thing to do. That's not, I mean, the contrast between these two genres is crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
hey, romantic comedy fans, come watch this guy's head being cut off.
yeah,
It doesn't happen. It doesn't
yeah,
happen.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have a favorite kill?
Yeah, I did actually. At the very start. Spoilers. Go to bed, children. If we're going to spoil kills, yeah,
We're going to do some spoilers. Yeah,
yeah. You want to spoil kills?
yeah. Let's just do your favorite and my favorite.
Okay. All right. All right. Um, when these how would I put this? The sediment kill, yeah, within the vineyard because she went into that machine, and what it does, it gets all
Oh,
the skin
the
off the
grape crusher.
grapes and the pulp and stuff, yeah. So you get the
Yeah,
juices and gets separates the sediment, the pulp, yes. And
yeah,
when the Bridezilla was put in into that. It was like, oh, they're going to do that. I've never seen that.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, that was
yeah.
unique. That was a
Okay, I
first.
liked I like that one as well. My favorite was the couple in the back of the van.
Yeah, okay, okay. The sound was effective in that as with that as well, because that, as you guys point, actually, I'll leave that for the audio recording.
Yeah.
You guys describe the sound that goes on in the van. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The comedy, how would you describe the comedy? Because there is
Broad.
that romantic comedy, sorry, thing.
Yeah.
Is there a goofball slapstick element to
Yeah,
this?
this
Just
I,
thinking
I
about it.
think I think that the comedy in this was aimed at lowest common denominator is not the right word. It was a very broad comedy, probably aimed at trying to get a medium laugh from as many people as possible.
Mhm,
So if you're
mhm,
willing to check your brain at the door
mhm.
with the idea that it's a romantic comedy slasher, you will probably laugh more. If you're looking more for the slasher stuff, you won't laugh as much. And if you're
Mhm.
looking for more of the romance stuff, you'll find the comedy probably a little bit distracting.
Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Absolutely. Because they're pretty much, I was going to ask, would you recommend this? But it all depends on who are you recommending it
Yeah,
to, what
yeah, yeah,
audience, what audience. And that's why this Heart Eyes, it's not for me. Go judge for yourself because you'll find
yeah,
out, Pirate Queen and the Baron really quite liked it, which is absolutely cool and
yeah.
fine as always. I'm not going to sit here. Don't watch this movie. No.
It's not Night Swim.
But that's why this, yeah, no, 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 no. That's why I said it has ability. It has ability.
Yeah,
Night
yeah.
Swim was like, all right, sit down. We need to have a talk. Yeah.
Yes.
um, but yeah, this is why this is not the new uh, Valentine's horror icon, is because it
Yeah,
didn't match up the two genres. And you have, when you go to recommend it, you have to ask to who are you recommending it to who or whom,
yeah.
whichever one it is, to what audience. Yeah.
I think you could recommend this to people that are looking at getting into horror from more mainstream films. It would be like the shallow end of the pool.
Absolutely tipping your little big toe in the
Yeah,
ocean. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah. Yes. So this is definitively a gateway film.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
If you're coming from the romantic comedy world, if you've never seen a horror, um, yeah, yeah, okay. Okay, go watch this. Actually, I like that. I do
yeah,
like that because we want people to watch horror. Absolutely. Whatever
yeah,
the audience is. And this is swinging a big, broad gate open to an audience who may have never, ever considered
yeah,
it before.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
All
mean,
right, all right.
there was
Yeah,
gore and
please.
there was kills, but I wouldn't call it body horror. So there's nothing
No,
there that's going to be
no,
too
no, no,
challenging to people.
no, no. It's got, the crime aspect to it as well. I think you ticked off on the sheet there when you were talking
Yeah,
about, what genre this
yeah,
is. But it is romantic comedy meets slasher, rammed together. Not a seamless marriage, but that's what it is.
yeah.
Yeah. No, but it's not, please, it's not a night. It's not an imaginary. It's not a night swim. It's nothing like that. No,
It's not tarot.
it's not tarot. No, I was just thinking it's better than tarot. I would watch this again before tarot. And yeah, how could I, what would I say to improve this? Not that it's all up to me. Who the fuck am I? Um, More stakes, definitely more stakes. You
Ooh,
pointed
okay.
out we're not a couple. We're not a couple. If you do a second one, yep, leave that. Don't even
Yeah,
mention that again because we
yeah,
know.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And make the two, have whoever together to appeal to the audience, but them not being together, them being pulled apart has to be devastating. Yeah.
oh
Then
yeah,
heart eyes will be much more of a threat. Yeah.
yeah,
And but
yeah.
it's not that I don't like emotion in horror films. I like art house horror. Yeah. I like bleak, not narcissistic, nihilistic. Yeah.
Anarchic.
Stuff. Nihilistic.
Okay.
Um, yeah, so I like emotion in horror films, absolutely. And if you did that, you could still have, these people that you've seen in Disney films and all of that sort of thing, because they have the ability to act, but make them go somewhere where we really care about them getting out
Yeah,
of whatever dire straits they're in, whatever
yeah,
predicament they're in. That's
yeah,
the
yeah,
biggest bit of advice, and I think it kind of ignored that entirely, because it threw in much more tropes, as people say, just much more of the
yeah,
mise en scene and details that you'd get from another genre, and then just using horror to sell it. Yeah, that's what it came out.
yeah,
I know that wasn't the intention, but that's how it
yeah,
came out. That's how it read to me. And don't use horror that way. That's not
yeah,
how we get an icon. That's not how we develop the genre to be continued to be taken legitimately and seriously as it
yeah.
is now, because we're onto a good thing. This won't damage anything in a great way, but
Mm.
let's just kind of consider, let's just treat horror with a little bit more respect when we go to use it with other genres. Yeah.
Sure.
It's not a gimmick. Okay.
No.
That's my pretty much my, does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It's
Okay. Thank
perfectly
you. Took a
understandable.
while to get there, but thank you.
So good. This is probably more mainstream than anything else. Like this is a very mainstream film, uh, which is probably why it suffers. They wanted to make it as palatable to everybody as possible, which then obviously detracts from the darkness of the horror.
but Pirate Queen loved it for that.
Yeah,
Yeah. And Pirate Queen has watched spooky movies before. Yes.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And
Not
Pirate
to the
Queen didn't
same
have,
extent that I have, but yeah.
yeah, okay. But Pirate Queen didn't have any problem, any of the issues that I had with the film. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Except for the maybe both agreed on the meandering, yeah,
Yeah.
at points. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
That in
I
itself is
mean,
a good thing. That's what I want to point out as well. This is just what I think. Yeah.
yeah.
There's a lot more people who will think differently to me, which will help this film do really well, which is a good thing in the end. Yeah.
Hmm. So well then let's do ratings then.
Okay. Okay. I'll get it out of the way first so we leave more positively, we end more positively. I walked out with a 2 with a flop corn. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to bump it up a little because I see the good that this film can serve, and there was no bad intent behind this film whatsoever. It was just the
Yeah.
creative part that Josh Rubin wanted to follow, just didn't vibe
Yeah.
with me. But so I'm not going to shit on it with a 2. It's still flop corn for me, but it's 2.5. Now, when I say
Okay.
2.5, that is 50%. That is a
Yep.
pass.
The pass.
And remember, children, I also gave the first Friday the 13th a 2.5
Yeah.
as well. And that was one of the biggest. That's the Northern Star as well for Josh Rubin with all of this. That's
Yeah.
where he comes from. Friday the 13th, Joe Dante, Gremlins, etc., etc.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. And
And it was
yourself, Pat.
interesting to see his cameo in there too, as the guy at the drive-in asking, "Could someone call 911?"
Yeah, okay, oh, that was him. Okay, yeah, okay,
Yeah,
cool,
he
cool,
had his
cool.
directed cameo. Look, I on the audio recording, I've given it a 4. I will stick by a 4. There was room for improvement. I give it the 4 because of the entertainment. I give it a 4 because of the soundscape, and I give it a 4 because it is, as we said, a gateway horror film that's probably going to bring
Mhm,
more people into the fold.
mhm,
So
mhm,
between the two of us, that comes in at just over 3, which probably fits
mhm.
with
Yeah,
that
it does.
6.5 that
It
the
does.
audience has been giving it.
So, do our more general audience, yes, because
Yeah.
there's a fair whack of you there. Thank you. We appreciate you. Go see it.
Yeah.
What do you say to our darker, colder, iceberg leaning goth children of the popcorn? Do you say go see this at the cinema or streaming?
I would say if you're a cinephile and you need to see things on the big screen, it certainly couldn't hurt if you were herbally enhanced.
Yes, some medicinally,
Medicinal.
motivated.
Yes.
Yeah. I agree. I
It had
agree.
some sort of snack beforehand, like an
hmm
edible snack
hmm
beforehand or something like that. You'd probably enjoy it a little bit more uh, with some mind expansion. Uh,
Well,
but
date night movie,
yeah,
Valentine's movie.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
hmm hmm
Take along a friend that doesn't normally watch horror films.
Yeah, yeah. Don't be cruel. Don't be cruel, children. You've got, your respect of others there,
Yeah,
who are not into this sort of thing. Oh, there's a romantic comedy we could go see. It's called Heart Eye.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um, the ending.
Yes.
Okay. So if you're here now, children, you've seen the film.
Yep.
Were we satisfied with that? I'll just say no. I'll just say
I
absolutely not.
I'm
The
satisfied, but
reveal, you know what
only
I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, but only because it does give us that opportunity for more story, possibly down the track with some sort of Hard Eyes 2 or something like that, where we get something a bit more slashery than romantic-y.
Okay. Okay. What about the first takeoff of the ghost face mask, so to speak?
The first one at the drive-in,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I did like the whole "who's that guy?" Oh, I've got no idea.
Okay. Okay. So sorry with the second one then. Yes. One
Well,
during the abduction, the captivity.
I, being a person that writes stories,
Mhm.
kind of saw it coming.
Okay, okay. I didn't see it coming, but I wasn't really kind of like, let's investigate this. To be
Yeah,
honest, I was sending quite a few
yeah,
messages. I mean, no disrespect, Josh Rubin, please. We all know how hard it is to make a film.
yeah,
But when it happened, I couldn't help it. It was just audibly let. Are you kidding me? The cinema quite, or the 6 people around me could hear.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. And now the third Ghostface mask off.
yeah,
Yeah, no, I want to, if you have a sequel, bring her back.
yeah,
Yeah, definitely
yeah,
bring
yeah,
her back. I don't know if there's a little match up there with Heart Eyes himself, because I could
yeah,
see her killing some people
yeah,
in a
yeah.
quite entertaining fashion. Do you know who
Oh,
she
for
is? Have you
sure.
come across her before? The
No,
actor? Yeah. Great
no.
mouth work, being a mandible, performer with the jaw myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was doing that a lot with her expressivity. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen the Fast and the Furious films.
Oh, yes, that's her. That's her.
Yeah.
Have you seen all of them?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Unexpected. Are you a fan?
Look,
Or is it
they're
just
pop
junk?
they're
food.
popcorn
Yeah.
movies. It's just
Okay.
it's mindless. It's
Uh-huh.
oh look, they've got a car to go to space. Awesome. What's next? Time travel, dinosaurs, who knows?
Okay. Okay. Yeah, cool. No, no, no shame. No shame. I've seen part four,
Okay.
because it was, night out, crashing at someone's house. This is the
Yep.
movie they put on. What am I going to leave
Yep.
the room? Is it part four? The one they go to Japan. What's it called? Tokyo Drift.
Tokyo
I've
Drift.
seen I've seen Tokyo Drift.
Yep.
And like for an enhanced viewing, it was like, okay, this is quite entertaining nonsense. Yeah. I quite like the tune to it. It was my polyphonic on the phone, on the flip phone
Yep.
for a while.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, they've gone completely like
Oh,
Marvel
crazy.
Universe with this thing
Yeah, they
now. Like
have.
it's
Absolutely. Yeah.
insane.
Didn't they
It's
have raining cars, like literally
yep.
cars falling from the
Yeah,
sky
yeah.
in the last one?
Thousands of self-driving cars driving themselves out of a car park that were under the control of a computer in a plane.
Wow. Yeah, yeah, it's a way to make millions of dollars,
Yeah,
millions and
yeah, yeah,
millions of dollars. Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah. Heart eyes, heart eyes, heart eyes, heart eyes, heart eyes. Have you seen My Bloody Valentine?
Yes.
Yeah. Should we cover that on the pod?
Why not?
Because it's having a reactivation, isn't the word,
Hmm.
a revival. Seems to be having a little bit
Resurgence.
of a resurgence. Yeah. Yeah. Because that's the one pretty much icon there is, tenuous as it is. It needs updating.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, actually it does.
it does, doesn't it?
It
That's the
it
thing.
needs a reboot.
That's what people are wanting with Heart Eyes. Yeah, sorry for being a horror wanker. Their children, Josh Rubin, everyone involved. But love this
No,
shit.
it's all
So
good.
sometimes
And
I'm going to have feelings. Yeah.
yeah, that's the thing. Like not everything's going to be a hit for everybody.
Mhm, 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 mhm. But it's all fun though. Don't get me wrong. It's still
Yeah.
fun at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And we have presents. I think it's out already.
Yep.
I believe it's already showing. The monkey soon after that. Very keen on that one.
Oh,
Very
oh,
keen on the
oh.
monkey. Should we
Osgood
try?
Perkins, come on.
Should we get there on the opening night? Should we try and get there on the
We should
opening
try.
night? Yeah,
We should certainly
to
try,
cover that
yeah.
shit. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very as Stephen King, Osgood Perkins. Yeah.
Yep.
Can he keep it up after Long Legs? I say yes, absolutely. I mean, he filmed it at the same time, so,
Yeah.
which is crazy. Those two worlds, yeah,
Mm,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yes, simultaneously. He's great. Did you watch Dead Meat's Super Bowl halftime show?
No.
Yeah, 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 because that was a little thing with Elijah Woods and
Okay.
Osgood Perkins himself, because they're both
Ooh.
repping the monkey. Yeah, it's on our Facebook page.
Oh, okay. I'll have to have a
Yeah,
look at that.
yeah, and I'm an Elijah Wood stan, Mark, definitely. Yeah,
Yeah.
he is a great horror person. He is a great
Yeah.
horror rep. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And those two together, how they're interacting together, it's like, oh, this is an interesting combo.
Maybe
I'm
we'll see
looking.
him in every Osgood Perkins film from now on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And also, yeah, we need to do a news, what's coming, all the big announcements, like a
Mm.
little app at some point soon,
Yeah.
definitely. Because there is so much coming. There is so much coming, including Toxic Avenger, Elijah Wood's
Yeah. I
Toxic
want to see
Avenger.
that.
Yeah, I say Elijah Woods
Yeah.
because it's the company. Yeah, it's the whole collective. What's his name? It's not Solnair. It's the guy who acts a lot with Solnair. He's the guy from Blue Ruin. If you've seen that
Oh,
film, Jeremy
no, I haven't seen
Solnair's
Blue Room.
Blue Ruin. Incredible slow burn, meditative drama, but also about intense violent bogans in the Midwest and this guy trying to get out of a situation. Yeah.
Oh, I saw the
Uh,
trailer for that.
he's a
Yeah.
Green Room. Jeremy Solner did Green Room, which is also incredible.
Yeah.
Murder Party, which you would highly enjoy. That was his B grade romp for his first film. Um, Let me just, we've got to get this guy's name, the director for the new Toxic Avenger, because it has a distributor and it is being released. Finally, it's been in embargo for about 3 to 4 years. And it has
Yeah.
nearly 100% on Rotten Tomatoes the whole time. Everyone who's seen it says this is flipping incredible.
The Murder Party, Jeremy Saulnier.
That's the director, and Macon Blair. That's the
Macon Blair. Yeah.
Macon Blair. Thank you. That is the director of The Toxic Avenger. But Jeremy Saulnier, Elijah Wood, they're all part of the same collective creative crew. Yeah. And
Yeah.
of
I'm just having
course,
a look at that now. It looks interesting.
Elijah Woods was in it. He's not
Yeah.
Toxie. He's the villain. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Toxie's
No, I believe
nemesis.
it's uh Tyrion Lannister from the Game of Thrones.
Yeah, that's
Um,
right. That's right. Yeah. There you go.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I will be there for that. I will be there
Yeah.
for that. I'm not a fan of the original. I don't like the original at all, but I trust
I've
these
watched
guys to take that material and turn it amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've watched all of them. I
Oh,
went
okay.
through a stage where I watched all of the Toxic Avengers.
hmm hmm
Uh,
Happy to cover them on the pod. Don't get me wrong,
yeah,
because trauma is huge and highly
yeah.
important. Highly important. Yeah.
I put them kind of in the same bucket as the early works of Peter Jackson.
Yeah, except his name's Lloyd Kaufman.
Lord Kaufman, yeah.
Yeah. This is his whole life, though. This is his whole
Mm,
world. He didn't,
yeah.
go away and make mega blockbusters. No, no, no. He
No,
would slap you if you asked him.
yeah.
He's far more the John Waters school. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
camp of doing
And it comes
things. Yeah,
through.
that comes through. Yeah, good dude. Good dude. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
heard nothing. I've heard nothing bad or anything. Crazy, but a good dude. Yeah,
Yeah, no scandals.
no scandals with him, and
Especially and given
ripe
like the material that he
environment
makes.
for scandals to
Yeah,
go
yeah.
on, like 1,000%. I mean, what have we seen and heard here, even in Brisbane, with student films of Star now, etc.,
Yeah.
etc. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But we no, not with him, not with him. And the movies he's made, considering the content of these movies, the original Toxic Avenger, yeah,
Yeah.
it's wild, wild,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Well, I think that just about does us for Hard Eyes at the moment.
It does. It does. Yes, we will put that one to bed. We'll put Heart
Yep.
Eyes to bed. Um, so we have Killer Sofa out at the moment, and
Yep.
more stuff's coming. More stuff's coming. What have you been watching?
I've been watching from the makers of The Walking Dead, the animated superhero show Invincible, which is a lot darker and bloodier than you would think at first glance.
I've heard
It's
about it. Yeah.
very bloody, even though it's animated. But yeah, no, it's really good. I've been watching Dexter. I've got the last two episodes of Dexter now to watch. I wanted
Oh,
to watch the
okay.
last two
Okay.
together because I figured there would be probably a cliffhanger in between. I didn't want to have to worry about that. So I have gone a week without my hit of Dexter.
Mhm. Um,
Yeah.
Horror's Greatest season 2 is very good. Check it out if you saw
Okay.
season 1. It is on Shudder. I'm going further into the deep dive of the franchise with Halloween. I'm up to zombies films. I've
Okay.
watched the first one and a bit of the second one. I was interrupted, requested for a watch along, and we threw on Mr. Crockett instead. Yeah,
Okay.
due to what platforms people had, and that was a very pleasant surprise. I do
Sure.
recommend that. It's not a
Okay.
perfect film. Uh, this isn't an evil film, but for the inventiveness in it and the fact that it's a very strong black independent horror, definitely
Yep.
check it out and support it. I want to see
Oh, I've
more
seen the
of
trailer for
that.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you'll dig it there, Baron. I'm very interested in your
Yeah.
thoughts on it. Yeah, imagine the darkest kids, Mr. Rogers in the darkest possible version you could ever imagine. Yeah. But
Yeah.
gruesome, grotesque puppets like Meet the Feebles covered in gore and blood, even more so. Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
That's
That
Mr.
makes
Crockett.
sense.
Yeah.
So there's
Um,
another film coming out that's got a quite a large African American cast called Sinners, which looks to
yeah, yeah,
be
yeah, 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 yeah.
back in time vampire thing. The trailer for that looks really good.
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan vehicle. I don't think. don't let that put you off if you're not a fan, because the
Mm.
two trailers that they have done are excellent.
Yeah.
It's the way that you do a trailer. Yeah. Yeah. It
Yeah.
just makes you very curious, very engaged, and you need to watch the film to know what this is all about. Yeah.
Yeah.
And without giving away any vital information whatsoever. Because the first one, you weren't even sure if vampires or not. And
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
second one, they were the second one. Yeah. But I'm still unsure. I'm still unsure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what does blood on the mouth mean? It could mean many things. It hasn't actually.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it is playing on that, yeah, love of vampires, though, on their audience's expectations very nicely with this. I say all this because, yeah, if there's that attention to detail with the presentation, with the build up, what's it going to be like with the film? We saw this with the long legs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, more of that, more of that. Yes. And yeah, again, more black horror, definitely more black horror. Um, Jordan Peele's fourth film. It's being hinted at constantly. Probably
Yeah.
get that next year or the very end of the year. I mean, he takes his time.
He
Are
does.
you a fan?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm
He does good
generally
work.
yeah. I need to rewatch Nope. I watched it under the wrong circumstances to watch a near 3 hour film like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, you know
Yeah.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah, I need to go back to that one. Get Out when it came out, like was just
Mm.
that was a revelation,
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Us, if you're if you're a film theory fan and know a little bit about it, Us is there's a lot to chew on there. If you're
Mm.
not, I could easily see why people would be going, "What the fuck are we talking? What is
Uh,
happening here
yeah.
with Us?" And then there's Nope, and I need to go back to it because yeah, I
It's
need.
worth going back to.
Yeah, you liked?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was unsure if 3 hours is enough to meditate on this concept. Yeah, yeah, because
Yeah.
everything, like the acting, like it's very just kind of with what's happening. It's all just kind of it's being reacted to as if these huge things are incidental. I know that's
Yeah.
the intent, that's the approach. I need to watch that again. It's with me, yeah. But
Yeah.
concept wise, I mean, the guy's a genius, but like let us in at the same time, Jordan Peele. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this has let everyone in. Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's beyond a race thing. This has let
Yeah.
everyone in. Yeah. You're smart
Yeah.
as fuck, but
Yeah.
remember, big audience. Yeah. Yeah.
What
Yeah.
else? Oh, I went and saw the new Captain America film today on my day
Okay.
off.
Okay. Because, yeah, I don't know the details. Bit of controversy with this.
Uh, Look, there were some comments taken out of context that the actor said about Captain America
Which
that
actor?
were it was beaten up. So basically, journalists in inverted commas uh, took something out of context and made it seem worse than what it was. So Anthony Mackie, who has come back and said, no, that was not my intent with that statement. This is what I meant, and he
Who's
was very
Anthony
clear.
Mackie, please, for those
So
who
he
don't know?
plays the new Captain America. He
He's the
plays
new
the
Captain America. Okay.
African American Captain America.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
It's
I see.
it's enjoyable. If you like a sort of techno thriller sort of thing, set in the Marvel universe, it's basically Marvel's attempt to do Top Gun.
Oh, okay. Does it stand
Uh,
up to the others? Because there's a bit of prestige to the Captain America films. There's
yeah,
I haven't seen them,
yeah.
but I know that Winter Soldier is holding a lot and high acclaim.
Oh, it's very good.
Yeah.
It sits with them. I wouldn't say it's my favorite Captain America film, but it's very good. I think what it is it's a gateway to the next phase.
Yes, I'm aware of this. I know that that's what they're building to. Yeah.
Yeah,
And they've had some issues getting there.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, not
And
to no shade. I mean, where's the dark universe? Yeah, we still
yeah,
don't have it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But the villain in it is the leader. He's got some nice body horror stuff happening there, which is really good. There's mind control. So there's that whole Manchurian Candidate kind of stuff happening, which is great. So look, if you enjoy the Marvel films, go and see it. There's enough in it for normal people that haven't seen what goes before to be able to still get stuff.
Okay.
But it is the next rung on the ladder to the next big thing.
And yeah, anything else? What do you
No, no,
reckon?
that's
Yeah.
about it. We've got Splatfest coming up next weekend at Evil
Yeah,
Corp.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because we're releasing this now. Yeah. So go along to that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And
Have you got any
yeah.
shout outs?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. And actually I've got a plug. I'm in a play. Yes,
Yay!
it's called A Perfect Murder. If you
I think I saw
think
the audition notice for that.
yeah, it's at Little Ipswich Theatre. Yeah, they
Yeah,
also have Popcorn, Ben Elton's Popcorn, which is fantastic if you don't know about it. If you like
great
anarchic
book.
comedy, yeah,
Yeah.
check it out, definitely. And if you're a fan of Blackadder Young Ones, that's the guy who created it. If you didn't know,
Yep.
that's him. Definitely go check him out if you're a fan of British comedy in general. And if you're a fan of things like Roald Dahl's Mysterious Stories, Agatha Christie, and but do you know the story by Roald Dahl where there is the woman who kills her husband, cooks him up in the oven as a leg of lamb,
Yeah.
feeds it to the investigating cops. It has that vibe
Yeah.
and that kind of
Yeah.
story. I won't reveal
Yeah.
exactly what. Yeah.
This is not Matilda. This is not the BFG. This is not Danny the Champion of the
Yeah,
World.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
This
You
is
know the
Roald
stuff.
Dahl's
Yeah, yeah,
dark
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
There's a
Meets Agatha Christie, but set in modern times.
yeah,
And it's actually pulled off quite effectively. It's really good, and it gets horror at the end. And
nice.
I get to play well, depending on your point of view, the villain. Yes, so I'm very
Nice.
pleased. And I will plug it more when we get closer to the date.
Please do.
And yeah, check out Evil Corp and Splatfest. Shout out, Kate. I'm sure you will kill it. Yeah, this weekend. Is it this weekend or next?
Next weekend.
Next weekend. Yeah.
So the weekend after Valentine's Day.
Yes, and go check out Georgina G Noir's show as well. The details
Yes.
are on our Instagram. If
Yep.
you live in Brisbane, of course, on our Instagram and our Facebook. And if you don't live in Instagram, check out at Haunted Heart Creations.
Yep.
That's where she puts up all of her bloody experiments with soft toys and
Yeah.
strange dark splatterings on canvases. She's very good. In terms of
They are good.
makeup,
Yeah.
she's my
Mhm.
favorite. You're the best, Georgina. I told you. You. Yes, yes. Where is it? Yeah, oh
Close enough.
no.
Close enough.
Perspective's fucking me.
Heartbroken.
Okay, yeah. So that's my shout outs and plugs. Baron?
Yeah, no, look, Act React, Improv Queensland. I'm starting to teach some classes there, which is good. We got some classes coming up. IFWG Publishing are going to have me on stage with them at Supernova Gold Coast in April, so that'll be a bit of fun. And yeah, once the book is available, we'll put it up on our socials. So yeah, that's me.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that. Definitely do that. I'm keen to have a look. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, children. Thank you very much. And follow us at Evil Popcorn Pod. Check out all of the episodes, and we have got plenty more coming, and we're just
Oh yeah,
catching up on the backlog at the moment. Yes,
heaps.
but it's early in the year. Don't worry, and we'll continue to cover the new stuff coming out and just our weird
Yeah.
little obscure stuff from Australia and New Zealand. And of course, as
Yep.
always, engage with us, write to us on any of these platforms you find under at Evil Popcorn Pod. And yeah, if you disagree, if you agree, or stuff you want us to cover, that's what I'm really
Yeah.
keen to hear. Stuff you
Yeah.
want us to cover,
Weird
because
stuff, stuff we won't have
weird
seen.
stuff. Because I think that's where we excel. I think that's where we
Yeah.
excel. Yeah, covering the new stuff's cool, but everyone covers the new stuff. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think people really look for, yeah, but where can I find those hidden gems? That's what I'm keen to get into, is hidden gems. Yeah.
If you've done a horror short film, send us a link and we'll review it.
Absolutely. That's a fucking great idea, Baron. Please do, children. Please do.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And happy 2025. Let's just keep going. Yeah.
2020 Thrive.
Don't worry about the world. The world's crazy. It always has been.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
there's been crazy periods in history, and we have still made it through. We are like parasites. You remember Agent
yes,
Smith, what he told Neo: can't get rid of us,
yeah.
better or
We
worse.
are living in interesting times.
As long as there is still medicinal weed, Wi-Fi, horror, I'm good. Yeah.
Excellent. All right, so shall we sign off then?
Absolutely. Good night, children, and may all of your popcorn kernels be heart-shaped.
Ooh. Go to bed, children. Go to bed.
Oh, I love it when you're evil. This is me at my most evil. Do you even laugh?